you're struggling with revenue growth, there are zero excuses after this video. I'm gonna teach you the 20 most essential things that you have to be doing as a real estate media agency if you wanna consistently scale up to 7 figures and beyond. We have agencies doing 30K, 50K, even $100,000 a month. They've been building the business of their dreams. But the craziest part is we went through an audit of the 20 items that no agency should skip if they wanna be consistent on growing revenue. And what we found out is that most agencies, even the ones doing 7 figures, are only scoring 65% at best. And so if you can score above 70, 80%, I can promise you, you have the blueprint to easily scale to 100K months and beyond. So this is a workshop you don't want to miss. We even provide a custom worksheet for you to fill out so you can better understand what things you can be working on. And we don't normally do this, but we're giving the exact tool, the worksheet that other real estate media agency owners in our accelerator gain access to. And that way you can audit exactly what you need to do to improve your business. And without further ado, let's jump in.
All right, so let's jump into it. I want to hear from the highest score and the lowest score, one volunteer each. So James, you scored the highest. Tell us a little bit about this process. You know, what are some standout things that you're doing that's working for you, and how this has been improved over time?
Yeah, I mean, it's not me doing it. This is something we've improved a lot, I would say the last 6 months especially. So based off some of like the Acre presentations that have been in the past, we were we realized it was we were kind of order takers before, and we turned that around to be more of like asking the important questions when an order comes through. So especially if we see a misalignment with like, oh, this is a nice property, but they only ordered like a basic package, we'll look it up, we'll Google it, we'll be like, okay, this is a nice house. Trying to determine like what's the price point. We give them a call, so we're kind of ready to start asking them the proper questions. And from there, it's just like, tell me about this property. Is this an area you normally do a lot of business in? And sometimes we'll already know that answer if we've worked with them in the past. And it's really trying to position like a package or services that make more sense based on what that property actually is, rather than just accepting the order for what they put in. And a lot of times we see a misalignment, and then it's resulted in, especially again, the last 6 months, we've seen a lot of average order values go up. I mean, just last week, we actually converted one that was a $400 order into I think it was 11 or 1200, just because I saw the potential in all the other services in our higher end package.
Nice. Awesome. Appreciate it. Great points. And, great case study right there. You know, if you can do it on just 1 or 2 projects,
Yep.
you know, like that's another 1,000. You can hire a part-time VA for that, right? Like
it's not me doing it; it's our admin. We kind of trained her and gave her the resources needed to do this, but she's been crushing it with it and taking it very seriously. That was the big thing. The big shift was like, she had to take it seriously.
Yeah. For those who are at a 2, I just love to hear if you want to type it, if you don't feel comfortable. You know, why is it a 2? Is it because you're not doing it? Is it because you're not good at it? Like, why is it a 2? And let's just talk through some things.
I can talk to that.
Go for it.
So for us, I do it sporadically and not regimented. So I think that's part of the problem too, is just not having like a regular pace doing it. So I kind of like do it when I'm looking at the calendar and I see something that I'm like, I should probably call them about it. Otherwise, I kind of just leave it. And we don't have like an admin who's really trained in doing it either right now. So that's kind of where I'm landing at a 2 with plans to improve that.
No worries. You can send your admin through our trainings. You know, you have access to a lot of these consultation trainings that we can pass in your channel. And it's all about just blocking it off in your calendar. It should be at the top of the day, right? You know, instead of on top of delivering projects, which should be an obvious, like, okay, now right after delivering projects is like, look at your queue of projects that came in. Which ones do you want to flag? Like, if you're busy, I get it, like, but flag the ones that you for sure should probably consult just by looking up the addresses real quick. If it's a big ass house, they book just photos, it should be obvious to you. You got to call them. All right, let's move on. Top down selling and package strategy. Nick, miss your voice, brother. Why don't you go ahead and read this for us? Read this question.
Okay, you got it, man. Do you lead with premium packages, use price anchoring, and present 3 to 4 tiered options versus a la carte to increase average order value?
All right. So I had one guy at my organization who crushed this, and it blew my mind because I feel like even myself, I presume too many things. I'm like, oh, they just want to go with the value package. They want a good deal. Like that's who they are. And then I had this one guy named Dante. He would always just start with the luxury package. He would be like, yeah, I think on this one we should probably go with the luxury package. And dude, he booked more luxury packages in 1 week than my team did. It was nuts. And it just because he just started from the top and worked his way down. He anchored high. And so, ask yourself, are you anchoring high and you using package options? And, if you feel like you need to rebuild this, let us know. We've helped a lot of companies restructure their entire pricing strategy. We have many workshops on packages and how you can, structure pricing. We helped Kevin recently redo his, and we redid it in like one session. He was like, oh, I need 2 weeks. I'm like, bro, we're going to do it on this call. It's going to be done. All right. I love to see fours. Zach, tell me a little bit about how you work this top down and package strategy. What's your highest price package? Let me ask you that.
Well, our luxury package I think starts at 1,200. But we literally just took the model that Ariel Canvas was doing and built it out the same way. Everything that people see is the luxury package first, then it goes cheaper from there. Start with kind of throwing in all the add-ons that they might need. A la carte stuff, like basically anywhere you look, whether it's on the booking system or on our websites, tucked away at the bottom. It's not really front and center. So we're really trying to push, like, set that bar high, right, with like that initial price, so that when they scroll down, then everything's a little more affordable there. So
awesome, great, good stuff. All right, for the sake of time, let's move on. Next one. Are you tracking your AOV monthly, actively working to increase it through upsells and bundles and strategic pricing? This is kind of like a add-on to the first two, but it's about tracking, right? Like, are you looking at your AOV and seeing, hey, it decreased, it increased, it decreased, and understanding why? It should be like something that's like built into Tonemo, it's built into HD Photo Hub, I'm sure, and Spiro and Ario. So should be something you look at like every time you look at your orders. Great. 4, we can move on. In-field and pre-shoot upgrades, right? This is more like on site, and we had a lot of CS do this terrifically, and they were able to, like, I think one CS upgraded Henry when we kind of like opened the floodgates. I think 1 month he added on like 7K on top of like what was already booked in booked value, right? And our project manager already tried to upgrade, but somehow he was able to convince them on site that, oh, they need to do Twilight, or they need to upgrade to a luxury video or something. And so it was tremendous. And so like this is more of a CS oriented thing. And if you're the CS still, or you're the creative in field, it's like, are you walking the property with the agent, reviewing maybe what they're gonna get, showing them in person? It's like, oh, are you sure you don't, like, I just threw up if you show up early, you throw up the drone and you capture some drone shots. If they don't already have it, and you literally show them like, hey, you sure you don't want this, right? There's many ways you can do it. Confirmation calls as well. Like, once again, you can the actual, we actually have like a, what do you call it? Like an alley whoop type a strategy where our creatives don't actually have to deal with the invoice or the pricing. They just make the suggestion, and then our project managers go in and change the invoice and talk to the agents, literally while like the CS is there. It's like, hey, you sure, you want to upgrade? These are your options, right? Sometimes it can backfire. Like one time I was too aggressive with it, and the homeowner was all about it. It was like, yeah, let's do that. And then the agent was like, bro, my budget was like 1,200. Like, you gonna make me spend more? I'm not trying to pay that. Like, you made me like have to say yes. I'm like, you did say yes, but then she was like, I'm not paying the invoice though. I'm like, all right, if you want to be that cheap, you're about to get a 50K commission. You can't pay another $500, whatever. Anyways, that's the one time it backfired when I was in field. All right, let's move to the next one. Pricing strategy, premium positioning. Thomas, why don't you go ahead and lock this one in?
Is your pricing optimized for profit, 30% plus margins, competitive without being the cheapest, and structured to communicate your value over price?
All right, let's see those scores. I feel like a lot of companies scale out with like 20% margins, and they're like, bro, where's the money? I'm like, you're missing the last 10%.
Is that due to simply, unless you're about to go over it?
It just means you're underpriced. You know, there's
Okay.
some markets that, you know, they can, if for your quality of service, yeah, if you're not, I'm sure that every market, including mine in California, has a $150 unlimited all you can eat buffet, you know, for photos. That's not us, you know, for us to deliver the quality, the service, the editing, you know, we're priced at 300 for photos, and that's competitive with everyone else that is, you know, selling Audis and BMWs for equivalent of photos. Guys, I know there's advertisements on Instagram that are from like sales mentors, like, or like marketing offers, like, are you tired of relying on referrals? Bro, referrals, like if you do it right and you do it consistently, will yield an X percentage of results. Does that make sense? Like you get a million views on an Instagram post, you're gonna get one client or at least X number of clients, right? Same with if you ask for referrals X amount of times from your client base, you will get X number of referrals, a percentage, whether it's 10%, 20%, or more. And we go through this time and time again. You know, can I ask you for a favor? A noble cause. Hey, you know, I'm working really hard on growing my business as an entrepreneur. It's my first business. I could really use all the support and, you know, the value of referrals. Boom, a noble cause. Everyone wants to help a, you know, aspiring entrepreneur, especially if they've hustled their way into entrepreneurship and their own success. A social contract. Hey, can I count on you? Ask for specific names and then ask for immediate action and time frame, right? Like, can you do a three-way text after this call to?
If you enjoyed that workshop and you want us to be hands-on with the results that you got, you want to have us help you analyze and provide the strategies that you need to actually turn those 3s into 5s, to help you get clarity on how you can grow your real estate media agency this year and really just murder those bottlenecks, just crush your business goals, we'll be happy to jump on a call. It's a no pressure free consultation with us to help you build a roadmap of the next 30, 60, 90 days, how we can help you scale up your business. If you're interested, check out the link in the description. We'll be happy to jump on a call.